The Arccos Smart Laser could change everything about how you play golf, because it's no longer just a distance tool. Now this is a smart device. While every other laser on the market just sits there and basically zaps and looks at the flag, this is the first smart device laser that actually talks to your phone. It talks to your sensors in your clubs. It talks to your game's history. And Arccos are finally bridging that gap between zapping a target and tracking your performance like we've never seen before. But here's the real question: is a rangefinder that actually thinks any better than one that just sees? Playing golf is a constant guessing game. How much is the wind going to affect this shot? How much is the slope going to affect this shot? And the Arccos Smart Laser is simplifying the results of all that complex information in one device. It delivers an AI-powered plays-like yardage. It syncs where the pin is on the green for giving you more accurate stats. It's high-tech, it's brand new, we've seen nothing like it before, but it does come with a few catches too. Today we're going to unbox the device. I'm going to show you everything it does and what it could do for your game. We're going to talk about the very interesting pricing structure, and let's see if the Smart Laser is a revolutionary device or just another gadget you might not need. So the box is everything you would expect from a high-end electronic device. It feels like a phone box. The presentation feels like any iPhone, any top quality piece of tech. In the box you get the device, which we'll talk about as we go on. Feels great. Initial thoughts: it looks like most other rangefinders. Get a nice hard carry case with a little hanging clip as well to hang it on your bag. Very basic few leaflets, because the setup as this, as we're going to come to, is amazingly simple, and a little cleaning cloth. The box, the presentation is everything you'd expect for the price you're paying. It's top quality. This device also takes a battery, which you just unscrew the front and pop it in. Now, I don't know where I stand with batteries on rangefinders. I've got USB rangefinders, and I've got this one, which is a battery one. Sometimes I love the battery one. Sometimes I love the fact I can just bring my USB one in and just charge it. The problem is I often forget to do that, and I get to the course, it hasn't got any charge, and there's no way of recovering it. Where do you stand? Do you want your rangefinder to have a battery, like the Arccos Smart Laser, or would you rather have this device been USB? So let's talk about the setup. I think this had to be the easiest setup of any device I've ever bought in the tech world. Obviously, you need an Arccos subscription for this to work, which we'll come to. This is the controversial bit in the cost section. So I open my app. When I get to the course, it sees the smart device as one of the devices I can choose. You just click it and it's paired. I mean, it was so seamless, I couldn't believe it had even connected, but it had, and it was just perfect. I love how easy, there's no faffing around with this device. So the build quality of the Smart Laser, it weighs in at 7.1 ounces, so it's heavy enough to feel like good quality, but it's certainly not heavy. It's pretty light, to be fair. It's got the rubberized grip, making it feel very secure in the hands, with the ergonomics fit in your hand like any other rangefinder. I don't think anyone's redefining shapes. They kind of just work, don't they? It's got mag lock technology, allowing you to magnify it to your buggy if that's something you want to do. It's strong enough where it isn't going to come off no matter what you're bouncing over as you're driving along. It's got a focus ring on the front, super easy just to dial it in to fit your prescription, so you get that clear, crisp view. The optics are fantastic, super clear. You literally have two buttons on top, one to turn it on, one to zap, and then you've also got the button on the side, which clearly shows if you are in tournament mode, where you can turn all the features off, or if you're in learning or just gaming mode, where you really want to learn how the wind and everything is affecting your shots, which is one of the beauties of this device. I had to take this device out for a real world test. Obviously on the course is where this device is showing its true colors, and what I did is I took it to Saunton Golf Club, one of the best links golf courses in the country. I was lucky enough to play with my good friend Rory. It was very cold because it's the winter here, but the course stood up amazingly. But the beauty with going to a links course is we had the wind. It wasn't the windiest of all days that you'd get a links course, but it was enough for me to really put this device through its paces. So the initial thoughts of the device, let's just take it as a laser rangefinder. So the auto lock on the target, so when you're scanning it locks in, perfect, brilliant, as good as anything. Little vibration lock, so it vibrates, gives you that tactile feel to know you've locked onto that flag. The optics, as someone who is not very good with vision, were so clear, bright and perfect, and really helped me as someone who often will use my rangefinder even to see where my ball's finished on the green. Like I'll use it just to check if I can see where it actually is. I'm pretty poor with my vision. This device is water resistant, so I had no worries if the rain came. I knew it was going to stand up to the test. The little carry case was really easy to get the device in and out of. I used the little string hook rather than zip it up, so it makes it really quick for getting it in and out when you get to your golf ball. I was carrying my bag as well as winter golf. It certainly didn't even feel it was on. The device is light enough to make no difference to the weight of your equipment. And again, that integration when I got to the course surprised me how seamless that was. But the killer feature, the feature that we're all interested in, that plays like that Gust, it comes up as Gust Number. I have to be honest, it completely blew me away. Like, it blew me away. I'll give you a great example and you'll see my surprise of like how amazing this was, and I think how poor we are at judging the wind. Even as someone who's an experienced golfer, certainly playing at links courses, I've grown up around these courses. The fifth hole at Saunton is a beautiful short little par 3. I think it was playing around 115 or 110 actual yards. Not much slope, but it was into off the left. This green is a massive upturn saucer. If you miss it, you are making bogey unless you play the most amazing chip. So it's short, but you've got to hit target. My Arccos Smart Laser told me it was playing 126 yards. That made me hit a pitching wedge. If I just zapped that pin with any other laser with slope playing 115-ish yards slightly into the wind, I'm going to hit my 52, which is 112 to 120 yard shot flat out. I'm just going to hit a hard 52. And for sure, with that pin at the front, which it was on that day, if I don't hit that perfectly, that is landing by the pin or just short and then spinning off the front. And I'm doing that, oh, I've not hit enough club thing that we all do so often. And this was a pattern that just continued, unless a pin was like right at the back of the green, where I didn't really want to get up to that pin too much, so I was scared of going over the green. My approach play was fantastic for getting pin eye and beyond. And it was noticeable because I was constantly using the plays like feature. So down wind, cross winds, into winds. It's just telling you what that number will be with all the conditions. And when I first took it out on the course, I was thinking, is this really going to be any good? Like, I've played in the wind loads and it totally blew me away on the quality of the information it was giving me live on the course. The other amazing feature, which I really loved as an Arccos user, is you zap the pin and then it puts that pin on the green at that exact distance. Then all you have is this kind of curved line on that green, so you can mark how far on the left or the right of the green that pin is. So now my putting data, my approach play data is all way more accurate, rather than me just guesstimating or having to pace out where the pin is on the green to import that data into my app. For any golfer who wants to learn how to play better in different conditions, weather, temperatures, winds, above sea level, below sea level, and how your clubbing is changing, this device is probably the best thing out there for live, real data. Now, remember, you can't use that in competitions. So in competitions, you're going to flip all that off. It's going to help you collect better information on where the pin is on the green for when you're collecting your stats, but you're not going to get that information because you're not allowed to collect that in tournament mode. It's outside of tournament mode where you need to be really applying this information, learning the patterns, feeling the wind, measuring the wind and thinking, right, that's a half a club win, that's a 2 club win, and taking that to your tournament settings and your tournament conditions. That, for me, as a coach and someone who's trying to play golf again, is where this device outplays every other device when you get to the golf course. Shall we have the difficult conversation? So the cost is coming up now, and the cost seems very good for what you get. I mean, it is doing things that other lasers don't do. But here's the catch, or not. You can let me know what you think of this. And I think lots of you will be pushing back on this, and that's fine, because it's basically a subscription model. This device only works if you have an active Arccos subscription, because obviously it's tying into the app. So all the data you're collecting in the app is what's allowing this device to get smarter and smarter. And as updates come, free updates, Arccos calls them, you know, what's it going to start doing? Suggesting clubs. Like, it's a smart device. You've got to think of this as different to other devices that you buy one-off payment, and then it doesn't evolve. It is just that device for the next 10 years. This device has the potential to grow as technology grows, as Arccos grow, and as you grow with more data into the app and then in turn through the smart device. But I hear you, I get it. Like, I don't know if I would buy this as a subscription model, because as soon as you do this and then you choose not to use Arccos, or you stop collecting stats, after a year or 3 years, this device doesn't even work. It doesn't work as a rangefinder. It'll give you nothing because it has to connect to the app, so your subscription, for it to activate. Am I going to use this device? Of course I am. I think it's the best thing out there, and I'm not paying for this device. Arccos have provided me with this device to use, so you can take the information in this review as however you want. It's my honest opinion of this device. But Arccos have supplied the device, and I also do some work with Arccos as well. I've got a discount code for you here, so if you want to save money on anything Arccos, use this discount code to get the best price. But I can also be honest, I get it. The subscription is going to scare a lot of people. Is the device one of the best out there I've ever seen? Well, yeah. Is the payment model the best? Not for everyone. Let me know what you think. It's the difficult discussion. We've had it. So who is this device for? Well, a current Arccos user, you've got a subscription. It's a great tool to your armory. No brainer, in my opinion. If you're a competitive player and you really want to learn more about your game, on-course real-time data, I can't think of anything that beats this. Even a top quality launch monitor that you could put out there and get real distances, you're still going to have to hit a few shots to work out what's going on. This is giving you real-time AI-powered data on every shot. This isn't for someone who just want to spend £250 have something hanging off their club to give them distances. It's not for you. My verdict is this is a game-changing device. I think this shows the possibility of where these devices can go. I think they've been static for many years. They're so basic. I think they can do so much more. I also think it's a real shame that golf doesn't allow us to use these devices more in tournament mode, and I would like to know what you think about that. Should you be able to use this kind of device in tournament mode? I mean, I saw a video the other day of a tour pro who was allowed to use a rangefinder but wasn't allowed to use slope in an event. So what they did is they zapped the flag, got a number, and then cut a book out and looked the slope up because the slope had been zapped on another day. That's just ridiculous. Like, what is pro golf doing?
Crocodiles and sand traps. Essential. Absolutely. Brilliant. And changing holes mid-play. Now that's ridiculous. To the future of ridiculous golf.
Me personally, I would have no problem with everyone using these devices in tournament mode or out, like just whenever they want. What do you think? I think this device is super exciting, but I get why it isn't going to appeal to everyone. If you want to find out more about the entire ecosystem of Arccos and what it could do for your game, check these videos out here. It gives you a real overview of everything Arccos offer.